sure this is secure. Let's get this going. What's up, family? It's Friday. Hit the gym. Going to get my lovely baby girl. And you know that since it's Friday, you know what that means. You know what time it is every Friday. And it is time for the Credit Card Creator Spotlight. Now, luckily, I've been keeping these up all week. And before I introduce the creator who the spotlight is focused on, I just want to let you guys know that this is a channel that, I like to say, and this is something I'm going to continue to say, is for the discerning credit card enthusiast. And if you are discerning in your credit card choice and utilization of such cards, you should also be discerning in some of the things that, are associated with it, the knowledge, the information, as long as said information is good quality information. What's up, Lonnie? What's up, Keith? Thank you guys for being here. So, with that introduction out of the way, this is the first female who I will be featuring as a credit card creator in the Credit Card Creator Spotlight. And today's spotlight goes out to Tasha from from the Major Change Group. Sorry. I like to do these at my desk as always so I can have the notes, but because I consume so much content, I just want to be able to talk to you guys about her. And she is one of the pictures of what it is that I think a balanced personal finance / credit card channel should embody. Now, she's been in the game almost 5 years, actually just over 5 years, and has over 500 videos. This woman has put out over 500 videos, including shorts, and her videos are actually specified and also range in topics. So if you want to know about Navy Federal, I talk to Tasha. You want to know about utilization, I talk to Tasha. You want to know about general credit health, I talk to Tasha. Now, we've been talking. I just recently subscribed to her channel. We've been talking a little bit, and she's getting into the annual fee card game, and she's kind of wading into those waters. Now, I was introduced to her channel via Sledge, the General. So it was really good to see her channel and to see how it's laid out and just the amount of content that she has and how it is organized and how it is just ready to teach from the minute that you start until the end of the program. So now, if anybody could, if any of my moderators can do me a favor, can you look up the Major Change Group, Tasha's channel, and please link it in the chat. Tasha of the Major Change Group. Yep, Lonnie's got it. It would be much appreciated. Definitely, if you have a chance and you want to see some good, well thought out personal finance, and not just concentrated on credit cards, but personal finance data, check her out. You will not be sorry. You will not be sorry at all. So, I wanted to I want to spread the love. Like I said, we just started, conversing. Thank you, Sledge, for introducing us and, getting her in as a part of our circle of friends. As a matter of fact, I feel like y'all might have been friends before me. So, thank you for inviting me and making the introduction. But this spotlight goes out to Tasha, man. Please, you guys, check out her channel. I would appreciate it. I don't think you will be sorry, especially if you're serious about learning and being a more educated user of credit and financial tools. So it's like it can't just all be about credit cards. I did my video about credit card end games, and this can all be about sub chasing. It can't all be about churning. There are some times where, you can't. And I know I say all gas, no brakes as far as my velocity is concerned, but look, I have to walk that back and say that there has to be an end. There's an end to everything. Nothing goes on forever and ever except for space time. And I know Lonnie will understand that one better than anyone else. But, that's pretty much the only thing that goes on forever and ever. Other than that, everything's got an end and you just got to deal with it. So I just want to welcome everybody to the chat. Welcome, Keith S. PG, long time no see. Thank you so much for joining the live. Matt Clausen's in the building. Call me Lonnie. Xavier ID is in the building as well. Thank you so much for joining the chat. Um, yeah, I just wanted to give that shout out to Tasha. I definitely just want to showcase her channel because she does good stuff. And I'm not going to lie to you, I never hear her name, ever, period. And she has a following, and I feel like, if I can do my part to get her name into the ears of people who don't normally hear it and they want to see something aside from Wells Fargo autograph journey and Chase Sapphire preferred, or right now it's a Chase Sapphire reserve, or whether the gold card is good for another year, or blah blah blah, you got to check out Tasha's channel. You have to. You need to. It will be good for your soul. Phil Mo in the building. Okay. And Keith that says, don't forget about no lifetime language links for Amex business cards. Darius Jamal in the building. Give you some longevity in this game. Yes, they will. But like I said, there's always an end, and I mean, the video seems as though it resonated with a lot of the community, which I am happy to know. Um, so now, and as always, you guys, even though this is a spotlight, you are always free to interact and ask questions because I'm going to be driving for a little bit before I go get my daughter. But yeah, man, that is where we're at right now. We're all about Tasha Major Change Group. Now, I do have another Chats Perspectives video coming out, and I want to see how you guys react to this one. I got some different perspectives that I want to lay on you, plus different YouTube perspectives. So, in addition to that, I think that with her being the first young lady that I featured on Creator Spotlights, I think I may keep that groove going. And I think we're going to have some more ladies that I'm going to feature through when I go through their content. So be on the lookout for that. But definitely Tasha with the Major Change Group, once again, introduced to me by Sledge. And I am not sorry for it. Love her content, and I think really if you're serious about your financial health, you'll like her content as well. Now, hopefully, and this is a wish list, this is a Christmas list, and especially if you go subscribe to her channel, if you go check her channel out, ask her, because this is a personal request from me, ask her if she could do a collab with John Cannon. I think that would be an amazing collaboration. And if you watch John Cannon's channel, you will understand why I am now suggesting A, Tasha's channel, and B, them two doing a collaboration. I think it would be sick. It would be so sick. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I think these guys are street racing here. So excuse me as I drive and I pay attention. But I just wanted to give her the spotlight. She deserves it. She's put the work in. And once again, I'm here to try to expose you, my audience, to channels that normally get drowned out through the more popular channels that offer quality content. And she's definitely worth a look. So now, in addition to that, with the spotlight completed, I have some new developments that will be going on within the next 24 hours. I'll keep you guys updated and abreast of those. I have a credit card cancellation that I'm about to do. And then I will also, in addition to that, when I cancel said card, I will make a video with a review of the card to let you guys know exactly why it is that I canceled it and which card it is. And we will see how it all shakes loose. Let me see here. Looks like Keith wrote something, but I gotta wait until I'm at a red light to read it, or else, this live will quickly turn into the opposite of the word live. It would be unlived, and we don't want that. Uh, but yeah, in addition to Keith, how about some of the people who are in here who have multiple cards? Why don't you tell me what, give me some of your end game cards. If you had to end it off with let's say call it 5 or 6 cards. I'll give you the opportunity to get a couple from each ecosystem. How would you then cover that? You know what I mean? I would like to know. Somebody wants to drop that in. Now, another thing is when I was when I was responding to comments, I think it's Darius Jamal's comment that I responded to. Here's the other thing. When you don't have an end game and you're just sub chasing, right? Now you sub chase and you catch a sub, you got to keep a card for a year. You don't really use it, or you may use it sparingly here, sparingly there, or you don't at least maximize and say, I'm going to do this sub and I'm at least going to use the maximum category to hit the sub to maximize my return on spend. Really and truly, doesn't that really kind of skew it? You know what I mean? Over the life of the card, and especially if there's one with an annual fee, you know, if you don't optimize the credits, like I think your return on spend numbers might be a little skewed in the long term. So that's just another thing to consider when you're just idly and arbitrarily getting these cards, and you can't get these cards and then say cent per point doesn't matter, because then you destroy the return on spend if you get a point that has an aggregate value of 2 cents per point, and then you say, all right, well, I'll just get rid of it for half a cent a point because I just have so many and they're about to be devalued. So that is also another facet of thinking that you may want to consider as far as having an end game for your cards. So let's see here. Let's go back through the comments. Okay, Keith S says, I've got my core cards, which work the best for me. The multipliers and credits, I can pivot easily on some ancillary cards when my needs change or subs are elevated. Okay, well, I mean, if you have a plan, I am all for a plan. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds like a plan. Jarrell Blaylock says, was it Amex? No, it was not an Amex card, to be honest with you. It wasn't. The last card I canceled was an Amex. I canceled the BCP. Keith says, Chad, bye bye Hyatt Biz. You know what? No one ever guesses it. So I'll give you credit. You're right. It's going to be the Hyatt business card. I have some reviews on that. I have some opinions on it, a really subjective review of it. So yeah, that's going to be the one. Filmo says, finally now my first in card. Let's go, Filmo. Congratulations. I hope you get the sub. I hope it works out for you. I hope it was the business cash. I really feel like if you are locked out of the preferred Sapphire route, I say the preferred's the best card. But if you are not, you already have a gateway card, an anchor card for a Chase ecosystem. By far, I would say get the ink cash. But whichever one you got, hey man, congratulations. Keith S says, I think Built is a keeper card for me. They continue rent day 2x and transfer bonuses. Absolutely. And I don't rent. Keith S, I too have the Built card and I don't rent, and I am never getting rid of that card. It's awesome. Call Me Lonnie says, I'm points heavy at the moment, but have bookings planned. They are more than 12 months out, so I have to sit at the moment. Yeah, if you have the bookings, though, and the points are spoken for, you should be good to go, and they should be shielded from inflation. So I don't have a problem with that. As a matter of fact, my next redemption is booked all the way out until January, and I did it, I think, back in January. So I've had that Q Suites booking since January. I did that a year out, and I still haven't even done the hotels yet. So I'm going to pool some Chase points, not pull them. I will pool them. That's a little inside joke from the roundtable discussion last night, the Venture Capital Discord, with the wife, and see what we can do. Let's see here. Second key. Filmo wants to know if it was in cash. Cesar Joel, thank you so much for coming in. Hermano, I appreciate you always being here. I always appreciate the support. Okay, Call Me Lonnie says, I'd like if hotels, airlines provided 15-month out bookings. So would I. But I think that the issue with them is they already oversell their bookings regardless of when it is. Since they oversell them, and really sometimes I think of like the airline industry is kind of like the record industry of the sky, because some of their business practices frankly just wouldn't work anywhere else. And I mean, unfortunately, you see how the record industry has turned out with the proliferation of streaming and so on and so forth. But some of their business practices are crazy to me. And because of their wild habit of overselling flights, standby flights, and stuff like that, I don't think that the business structure could support them doing a 15-month booking, unless you have some upstart company who just starts doing it and makes the change. Vis-a-vis JetBlue, like how JetBlue, they were the first airline where you got the blanket, those blue chips, and the direct TV on all of their planes. There's direct TV on all their planes. So you didn't have to fly expensive Delta or anybody else in order to get a little entertainment while you flew. So they really innovated that. And JetBlue went from a discount airline to having their own terminal in JFK out of Boston. Like that, the company grew into something major because they simply gave people what they wanted at a price that they could afford. So, but now, they're one of the bigs. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make sure I did not miss the creator spotlight. Once again, as a loop back, which I always do, I'm looping back to give a shout out to Tasha, Major Change Group. That is whose channel I'm spotlighting today. If you have not checked her out, please check out her channel. She's great creator. She's actually a wonderful person. I've actually spoken to her, back and forth via comments. You definitely want to check. You won't be sorry. I know I say that about all the creators, but frankly, I cherry pick them, and I cherry pick them on purpose. So yes, if I say that you'll check somebody out and you won't be sorry, it's because you won't be, and I'm confident of it. Because if you're watching me, as far as I'm concerned, I surround myself with people who are greater than me. So any creator that I have featured on here, it's because I sincerely think they are greater than me at all times. You got to stay humble in this game, and I think that really helps to move the community forward. Cesar Joel says, great channel. I've been following her for 2 years. See? See that right there? Great minds think alike. And I've also featured Cesar's channel on here. I don't even speak Spanish. But just remember, you always want to, in this game, I got to keep it real with you. If you ain't pushing or pulling, then the fact is, I can't really think much of you. So what do I mean by that? If you are not pushing channels that offer great content, even if it means that other people get to watch them, if you are not pushing channels, then I can't really think that highly of you. And then, in addition to that, if you are a larger channel and you are not making it your business at any given point to pull other channels that may be smaller than you up to your level in order to make things better for the viewing audience, also, I can't really think very highly of you. So if you have all these milestones that you want to hit 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million, you're not thinking about the people coming after you, shame on you. You're horrible. And I don't care who you are. I don't even care if I'm subscribed to you. I don't care if anybody takes this personally. If you have a large subscriber base and you are not doing anything to help channels below you, you're trash. That's it. Period. If you're a smaller channel and you are not doing anything to help hype people who are giving good information, who may be larger and or more successful than you, I mean, these are things that you got to think about. That is a whole part of community. Period. The bigger people help the smaller people. The smaller people get together, help the bigger people. It is what it is. It's quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Just gotta that's what it is. Just remember, there's enough eyes, there are enough views for everybody. There are enough views to go around. Here's the wild thing. One person can actually watch 10 different channels. You don't have to keep them all to yourself. You get what I'm saying? You don't really get no points for that. That's stupid. 18 points home in the building says, I love that point of view. Community is quite important. The success of one community, the success of one is the success of the whole. Absolutely. That is what I agree with that 100%. And it seems as though Cesar does too. Keith S. says, Sebi showed up at the Las Vegas meetup. Props to him. To be honest with you, Sebi showing up there, I gained a great respect for him because really he didn't have to. So if we speak on that, he has actually featured other smaller creators, their comments on his channel. Now, I do not know Sebi personally. I took a picture with him and, we conversed a little bit at the meetup. And he's a nice guy. Both him and his girl Mandy, they're very nice people in person. And honestly, yeah, Sebi could have been aloof and said, "Oh, well, I don't know who you people are," but he took the time to come and really socialize with channels that are maybe 1% of the size of his, in some cases much smaller. You know what I mean? He did more by coming through and hanging out than people who aren't as big as him, who didn't, quote unquote, have the time or the interest in showing up. So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. And that is the kind of thing that will get you the respect from me, is doing things of that nature. You know what I mean? Because if I had $250,000, somebody hit me up, sure. If I can make it, I'm coming. And if not, at least I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna be one of those people who, it's whatever. Because remember, it literally, every channel that starts here always starts with one. Everybody, you had a first subscriber. I don't care if it was your mother, your wife, your husband, your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, but there is not a single channel here, regardless of how much revenue you do in a month, regardless of how big your audience is, that did not start with a single person. So if you always forget how important each person is, I mean, you deserve any failure that comes your way. But that's just my personal opinion. Tasha Joel says he was happy to answer questions to everyone there. Absolutely. He actually even settled the Rose Gold, OG Gold debate. And I do believe Sebi is Rose Gold. I think there was a video on it. Anthony Ventures channel, I think, has the short or the video featured on it. But I shot the video and we got him on record saying he's Rose Gold. Tasha Joel says he even gave some advice with my channel. Keith S. says, Sebi walks the walk, churns cards, and travels. He absolutely does. The one thing about it is that he brings in the revenue enough so that he actually uses credit cards correctly. He puts spend through them without using credit cards with a scarcity mindset, and underspends, underutilizes, and or misuses them to the point that, maybe they are not the asset to him that they should be. And I see that all the time where people approach credit cards with the whole wrong mindset. They approach them with fear, scarcity, and lack because they're afraid to go in debt. The scarcity of money because they can't charge that much, because frankly they probably can't support what it is, the card that they've gotten, especially with the limit. And they lack the innovative ideas in order to utilize these credit cards to their full potential. So I mean, that's just yet another one of my humble opinions. Did I just run over something? That is just yet another one of my humble opinions. So it looks like here he's even Keith S says he even mentioned that he's at his end game and having problems getting new cards. Exactly. See that? And that's someone who has a binder that's much thicker than mine of cards. He gets cards that I am locked out of, like City Cards and Capital One, so on and so forth. So take it from me. Like, I don't just make this stuff up, folks. This is lived experience, 20 plus years using credit cards, doing credit applications. Like I said, I've blown my credit up 40 ways from Sunday on numerous occasions. I've recovered, I've learned, I've done installment loans, mortgage, you name it in the credit world. I think I've done everything except for a HELOC. So, this is definitely something that, we take seriously. But with you guys, I'm almost to my kid. Got to go pick her up. So you know what that means. And that means that this is the part where I tell you that you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And that I don't count milestones, because each and every one of you that took the time out to join me on this live is a milestone as far as I am concerned. I will live that. I will never forget it. And I won't forget the people who got me to where I am, because without you, there is no me. I just want to let everybody in here know that I absolutely appreciate you. Please check out Tasha at the Major Change Group. Thank you so much, Keith, for dropping her link again in the chat. And I appreciate every single one of you that took the time out here to be with me. And by all means, when you go by her channel, tell her Chad's Money Minutes sent you. I am proud of her progress, and I wish her nothing but unending success, as I do with every creator that I featured on my channel. So with that, I got to check you guys later. I'm going to get my daughter. I'm looking forward to seeing her little face, and I will catch up with you guys later. Take it easy.